Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Go wish. Go wish. Go wish. Go wish. Go wish. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Go wish. Go wish. Go wish. Go wish. Go wish. Versace.
Hey everybody, happy Monday. Sorry for the late start here. This was, what a night, what a night. So my little guy's been sick most of the weekend, but I did get most everything graded for you. I still need to get the last project, I think maybe the last quiz or two. But the projects, first couple should all be there for you folks. 2 and 3. Let's take a peek here and see how we're doing this morning. I think my internet's been cooperating mostly better now, which is nice. They swapped out a connector that had been getting some water damage in it. So hopefully that'll go, yeah, so just the last project here, project 4. Gonna grade these last couple ones. I'll work on that today. And then a couple of those last quizzes. Okay, awesome. Those ones, and then the last couple quizzes. Got a couple there too. All right. Yeah, a couple more quizzes to get to, so. Awesome, we got a couple things. Today was just some miscellaneous topics. I want to talk about exceptions for you folks. We mentioned them when we started talking about doing some file input and output, and we didn't actually get a chance to get deep into what the right way to do is for that. So I want to spend a little bit of time talking about that. Excuse me. And I think that's it. If you had any specific questions, be happy to talk about whatever's on your mind. anything for the group project. And then don't forget there is study group today, I believe at noon. I'll double check that in a second here. So this week is just miscellaneous topics. Anything else to catch up? I'll talk about exceptions next week. Time totally set aside to work on the final project. I can bounce around, check out, do some screen shares with you folks or whatever we need. And then on May the 3rd, we'll try and get together synchronously on a little Zoom call so we can all take turns sharing our screen and presenting our final projects and playing our games. And I hope that part will go relatively smoothly. You know, screen share is always a little hit or miss sometimes, but so if you can't make it synchronously, do let me know. I'll send a message out to everybody in a little while, and we'll go from there. So we are about done with the semester. This has been a lot of fun. I know not the usual sort of semester, which is, you know, sorry for that. So hopefully it's been close. I do miss seeing everybody, and can't wait till we can get back to in person and back in our labs, and can have some more fun. So hopefully come fall, I think is the plan, because summer will be mostly remote. Again, similar to what we've been doing this winter. So don't forget to register and overlay. I mean, I could do all sorts of things to make it prettier. I haven't spent a whole lot of time on Twitch. Yeah, I appreciate that, Herox. I don't know. I sort of like that it's plain. That's a little more my style, but that's okay. Let's see if we can get NetBeans to fire up here. Yeah, it's man, maybe one of those mornings. I think it's going all right. I think it's going okay. I'll close some of these down here in a second. Everything's eating my CPU. Anti-malware. Oh, hate when that thing fires up. It's good to have. Good to have. Mm. Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely take a look here, Ox, for sure. If you're so inclined and bored, yeah, ignore those projects. One of the things I meant to do at some point was get chat to show on stream, and just never forgot, or never got around to it here. Just so that's in all the video exports. Because you can see chat when you watch the Twitch VODs, but I export them over to YouTube. So if you watch them over on YouTube, you don't always see the chat messages I'm responding to, and I don't always remember to read them out loud. What is it doing? It's like my Monday morning scan or something? Anti-malware, maybe? Yeah, we'll let that settle down for a minute here. Let's close these out. Close. And close. All right. Is that any better now? Yeah, okay. Maybe. Nope. All right. So let's start up a new little project here from some last little bit of examples. This is miscellaneous exceptions. So when we were doing our file input and output, right? If we said something like, do a print writer, new file equals a new print writer, given, I don't know, what do we want to call it, like test.txt, and then we said, yes, I want to import print writer. Import print writer. There we go. And now we got this here. We said unreported exception, file not found exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. What we had done for our project, which most of you did really, really well on. I was really happy with how that project turned out, by the way. Our little terrible text-based adventure game. That went very, very well. What we had done previously is we said, oh, let's just add this throws clause here. And that just passes the buck and says, yeah, Java, we know will crash, and that's okay. I'm not fond of that. It got us through the project because we haven't had a chance to talk about this, and that's okay. But the better option here is we do this thing that says surround statement with try and catch. That's the right way to do things when we deal with exceptions. So what that does is we get a new block. So we get a new set of keywords. We'll talk more about this next semester if you do move on and take 2151. That's the second programming course here. Let me pull up the schedule here and see. I think we still got room in all of the classes here. The 1500 section is about full, but you guys don't need to take 1500 again, which is cool. Let's see. Let's take a look at some of our CIS sections, see how we're doing here. All right, so we'll just search all CIS and look 2151. Yeah, 11 seats left. So we got lots of room there in 2151, which is good. 11 more seats there. C++ with Dr. Baugh has lots of seats still as well. Data structures with me still has lots of seats. Depending on your schedule and your plan, they might recommend you take both at once. I think that's a terrible suggestion, and I'm in the process of getting it changed on our official recommendation. If you can, it's better to take 2151 first and then data structures after, just because you'll have more experience working with Java when you get to data structures. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do both. You can. But it's a lot of work. And then, you know, I would prefer to see those spaced out a little bit better. Because 2151 is Java and data structures is also done in Java. Let me go a little deeper with some other Java concepts in 2353 that we like just sort of get to in 2151. So I thought it was a weird suggestion there. There's this, where do they have it here? It's program suggestion. And I want programs. This one. In our catalog here. CIS, software engineering. Software engineering, isn't that what I clicked? This one. This program plan example is terrible. So this is in the works of getting changed. Apparently, I have to get all sorts of people to review this and approve it here. And they say, oh sure, go take these ones here, along with your algebra and interpersonal communications, which is nice. So you're only taking 2 CIS classes in the recommendation, along with a math and a communications class. And then they're like, oh, take 4 CIS classes your last semester for 16 credits and get slammed with C++, PHP, and Android. I mean, there's a bunch of CIS classes, so you've got to take a bunch all the time, but felt like this could be a little bit better. So we've got a different recommendation in the works. So you can definitely do them, take them both at the same time. That is our current official recommendation, even if I disagree with it. But again, I'm new, so I just started full-time this year, 2020. So the schedule was, or this recommendation was already there before I had any say in it. And 17 credits your very first semester in college is stupid, by the way. Our counseling department should have told us when we put this plan together that was a bad idea. All the other ones add a summer semester, and they say, hey, take some classes in the summer. And then this schedule looks a little bit more sane. So maybe we didn't want to have to recommend summer, but that's okay. So we got that in the works. So yeah, still room to enroll for classes. Should be a lot of fun. I'll be doing the same similar style, the same kind of format with Twitch streams. They're all evening classes, 6 to 9:45. If you notice that. So the plan for that is not to spend all 3 hours, 45 minutes lecturing. Especially these more advanced classes are more lab-based, where we'll spend time talking about concepts, and then typically in the real classroom, physical classroom, we'd have time to try the exercises and say, okay, now your turn, and I can walk around and help. So definitely won't be spending 3 hours and 45 minutes talking at you folks. The goal is about 2 hours a night of me talking, going over things, and then turning it over to you folks to try those exercises. And it'll be synchronous optional, like we know for this class. So if you want to follow along and watch the recordings after the fact, that's cool too. I know not everyone wants to spend every evening or a bunch of evenings, especially in the nice summer, stuck in front of their computer. So we got a little bit of flexibility there as well. I'm looking forward to next semester. Believe it or not, we're already looking into the next one. This is crazy. I don't know where this went, as it's April. My birthday is this week. I'm super excited for that, and should be good as we wrap this up here. So I'll get the last project graded, the last couple quizzes for you folks, and then we can move into just focusing on this final project. I hope it's going well. Hope you've started. Got a good chunk of it going. Again, this will sneak up on you a lot faster than you expect, and you don't want to be scrambling the last couple days and ruin your weekend, the first couple days in May. Don't do that. Okay? Try and get it done. We'll have time set aside the 26th and 28th. I don't have anything to talk about on schedule, so it's just time set aside for you folks to work on it, and I can pop in on screen sharing sessions or whatever you need here. Okay? I do need to check about study group. I think I saw a note here. Let's see. Yeah, yep, study group today at noon. So definitely encourage you to go talk about the final project. Throw ideas out there. Talk about design ideas, how you might approach it. Just don't be sharing code, right? The idea, you can get together, you can bounce ideas off of each other. You can say, oh, well, I think, maybe I might have a class that does this, or I might have my UI look like this, or I'm going to use some buttons, or I'm going to do this sort of thing. Any of that discussion is great. And really, in the real world, it's really boring and lonely to program stuff all by yourself and never talk to people. Be there or be square, that's right. So I'm out of bonus points for quizzes because we haven't done quizzes, but I'll still give you additional points. So I've got that section in quizzes. It's not really a quiz for bonus points. So I'm going to go through, I've got my list of the attendance there. So I'm just going to go plug all that in. Probably next week I'll plug all that in for you folks, so you can see all the bonus points for the SI sessions you've been able to attend. Oh, and I do have a survey they asked me to put out there. I'm glad I remembered that, because I was going to forget. Let's see. Here we go. The end of semester survey. So here is the link. And then I need to also give you the end of semester course evaluation. So we got two things to do here. This is good. So let me add a link here. I'll just add like an end of semester surveys. We'll make a link. This is for the SI course survey. Okay, so even if you did not attend any session, please do take some time and fill this out here. That's okay, sure. They forgot how this thing works. That's okay. So you go and fill this out. Because you have to give them, okay, they probably have the same form for everything then, so not just my class. I thought it'd be like specific to me because the link had my name in it. Didn't the link have my name in it? Yeah, it did. That's really screwy. Why would it not? Hang on. I feel like that link should have worked better. Let's try opening it externally here. Is that better? No. Stupid thing. Hang on. There. You see, like, it's got these in the URL. Like, it's got some data entered in there already. It should autofill. Yeah, it should have autofilled. Okay. All right, so don't fill this one out here. That's... let me do this. Let me delete that. delete. We'll come back. I'll fix it. All right, so let's create a file. Sure, why not? And I'll put the link there, and that ought to work. Come on. Here we go. SI end of course survey. Please fill out the SI survey if you attended 0 sessions this semester. There we go. Herox, the auto mod blocks links, and I haven't figured out how to turn that off. I know there's some fancy things you're supposed to be able to do, like with permits and whatnot, but I can't get that to work at the moment. If you want to just whisper it to me, that's probably best. I think that'll be fine. I can look at it from there. Yes, so if we click the link... Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Why does it... Okay, the link needs to open in a new tab. Hang on, we can get it. We can make technology work for us. One of these days. One of these days. Clearly have not had enough coffee for being up till 6 in the morning with the little guy. Okay. Edit my link. Open in a new window. Save and close. I don't know why the embed, like, fails to pass those parameters. That's really weird. D2L is funny like that. Let's give that a shot. Autofill? Yes! Okay. We have success. It finally autofilled. Alright. So, the end of course survey there. And then I need to do this one here. Where did that one go? Semester survey. Got it here. Okay. Yeah, that ought to do it. This little export here. And then, so that one is about our SI sessions, and then here is the one you fill out for the course and for me. And these are anonymous, completely anonymous, and I will show you in a moment here, if you just bear with me. We'll go upload. This from downloads, D2L components, import. Oh, look at that. I've downloaded this a couple times. All right, and it's under other tools here in a second. Surveys. All right, and I'll send an email out reminding everyone to do these as well, because these are super important to take a minute and do these surveys. Excuse me. All right, so here's, I have to change the availability. There's a little make results anonymous checkbox there, right? Your name is not attached unless you put your name in there, which please don't do that. Just why would you put your own name in there? I did have more than once, actually. Let's go to today. And let's go to, oh goodness. So what, 5/3/2021, we'll say 11:59 p.m. Oh, 59 p.m. And make that 10 a.m. because otherwise it's going to bother me. But we'll do 11, right? It's just 11 a.m. Okay. So this survey, I did have a student one time, they put some very specific information about something that happened to them in the semester. And I knew who it was because there was only one person that that situation happened to. So at that point it wasn't anonymous. But if you don't do that, then it's really easy. We just show you this end of semester survey. Hopefully you've seen this before, unless it's your first semester here. It's just some basic, what did you think kind of questions, and as a rating scale, that sort of thing. So 1 to 5, and just fill this out. Right, I cannot see individual responses. I get the summary result, along with any comments here. So, you know, the 1 to 5s, obviously there's nothing interesting there, but these last 3, and I really enjoy reading these, I really do. I try and take some of this feedback to heart. So additional comments you might have about the instructor, additional comments about the course, and then anything else you want to say. And all of this gets bundled up and sent up to my dean, who has the pleasure of reviewing it, actually every semester. Not this one, but this will get included in the fall bundle. So I get reviewed every semester now, because I'm new, for the first 3 years, except for the very first semester, because they have weird whatever. I guess there was probably no data to review at that point. So, like, my reviews are back. So this fall I got reviewed for this winter I got reviewed for last fall, and then this next fall I'll get reviewed for this winter, and on and on and on, for 3 years. And then they decide whether or not they want to keep me around. It's not tenure, but it's similar-ish to tenure. And then they do it much less often, every 3 years instead of every semester, which makes probably a lot more sense, I think, just manpower and time-wise, to like the amount of effort that goes into these sort of things. So these all get bundled up and submitted to the dean. I read all of them, and I will show you, in case you're curious here, what they look like. I will show you that. Let's see. Somewhere in here. Let's see. So this was last semester's, like, a 1500. So I keep all these surveys here. So I had 2 sections of 1500 last semester. And this is that little report thing I get at the end. So I just see, oh, only 7 people took it, which is really sad, but I just see the scores here. Right? And then again, any of that feedback just gets plain text, just whatever notes there, right? So all good. So, and I do read all of them. So the survey for our SIs, the survey for the course, and then hopefully NetBeans actually started. Oh yeah. We were going to do these try-catch blocks. There we go. This logger thing we don't need. That's fine. Don't need that. Don't worry about the logger. You can skip those ones. Okay. So the try and catch block. The idea here is that if something might cause an exception, and we call it a throws an exception, if you put it inside of a try block, what you get is you get a chance to catch that exception and not crash. And this is fantastic, right? Because nothing will make you more upset throughout the day than having a program crash on you. For some reason, we are intolerant of failure in applications, and knowing about software just makes me more frustrated when things crash, because, like, they shouldn't. Our applications should have this sort of design so that if a bad thing happens, we handle it, we can give an error message, but we don't crash the whole program and make people restart, right? Because that's terrible. We don't want to do that sort of thing. So don't do that. Sorry, sending a quick email. There we go. All right. So a try here means that I can catch the exception. Now what happens, this has its own interesting flow here. So usually, like, we just print out the error message or do something fancy like that. The exception itself can be printed, again, depending where we want to put it. If it's a console application, we could print it out. If it's a graphical user interface application, we could display it somewhere in a label. If it's a web application, we could show it somewhere on the web page. We got lots of options for it there. So for now, we'll just put it here, okay? And then what happens is, as soon as an exception happens, the code jumps from where it is to the catch, and nothing else runs. So if I were then from here to start doing some things like print line, print line, that one, testing.txt, right, and then make sure we close it, new file.close. Okay, so it's going to create the file, it'll write to the file, it'll close the file. Nothing should happen here when we run it, right? Because it will make a file if it doesn't exist. No big deal here. We should be able to see that file show up here in our project, in this little project view. Let that run for a second. I think did I hit run? Let's try it again. I don't know if I hit run or not. There we go. Here's our test.txt file, right? And it should have some contents in it. Awesome. So that one didn't cause any issues, right? But every so often, say if we wanted to, if we were trying to give it a full path, or if I said like, hey, let's put this as e:\/ temp test.txt. So if I wanted to give it a full path and say, hey, write to the E drive, you'll probably notice I don't have an E drive, right? If I go my PC, right? There's no E drive here. There's no D drive either. So if I give it a full path and it doesn't exist and we go run it, we're never going to get to line 11. Right? What we're going to get is, oh, here's the exception because we caught it. So line 11 never ran. So what happens as soon as that exception happens, it stops running and it will jump to the catch block and we can handle it from here. Okay? So that sort of, oh, very cool, Herox. Thank you. That sort of try and catch, a one-time thing. Usually we'd want to put it like in a loop and be like, hey, if I got the path from a user, we could give them a message that that path was bad, please try again, that sort of thing. Or, we could do keyboard equals a new scanner, given system.in. Thanks, Herox. I see that. I'll take a look at that after class here today. So we got that, and then we're going to say, like, enter a number. And then we might try to say, okay, let's try and convert that. So an int value is integer.parseInt given the keyboard.nextLine. Right? And if you remember, this works well enough here if you give it a number. But if they say enter a number, and we say like 10 in letters, not numbers here, we get this exception, we crash. Well, it's a number format exception. So what we could do is we could put this in a try block. If we know this might cause an exception, just about another 20 minutes or so. So if we know this might cause an exception, then we can put it in a try block. We can say try. Actually, I'm going to do it. Let's do this. We'll say try. That goes inside the parentheses there. And then we're going to catch. We're going to catch a number format exception. Call it like exception something. All right, let's see. Did that line up? Move that in there. So here's our try, here's our catch. Give it a little format. Okay, so we're going to attempt to do this thing. If an exception happens, we'll catch it, and we can print out that's needs to enter a valid number. And maybe we even print out the message. I don't know. We could print that out too. Why not? So sometimes this exception message is not the prettiest thing, and showing it to users is not going to be all that helpful. Let's say like 10. They say, hey, number format exception for input string 10. Please enter valid number. So that might not be the most meaningful message for somebody, but it's not too bad for now. We can always clean it up, and then we'll ask them to enter a valid number. So what we want to do is we want to keep on doing this, right? We want to keep this loop happening until we get a valid value. Right? So we could do a loop. We could say, I don't know, while true. This is ugly, but it's one option here, which is an infinite loop. But if we get a value, then we can say break, and that will stop our loop. So this stops the loop. Or we could use some sort of sentinel value. We could set value to say like -10, and as long as it's not, or as long as it is -10, keep it going. I think this is probably cleaner, maybe. Sure. Or you know what? The while true bothers me here. So let's make say a boolean parsed number is false, and we could say while not parsed number, and then we can set parsed number as true if it worked. Because not true will stop the loop. I don't know if that's any prettier or not. Now I'm feeling bad, but we can give that a shot. So it should keep us in this loop until we set it to true, which becomes not true will be false, and the whole loop will stop. All right, so enter a number, we say 10, we say SDF, yada, yada, yada. We give it a real number, and we're done. Because as soon as we are successfully able to parse it here, we no longer get that number format exception. We're good to go. Okay, so this is a try and catch. This is for handling exceptions. So that if something bad could happen, we can put it in a try block and catch that bad thing so we don't crash. And that's kind of the whole goal there. All right. So I do want to show this. I will talk about this more if you do take 2151. We'll do a whole little bit on using exceptions. And there's a little bit more to it as well, which is really fun, where you can make your own exceptions and throw exceptions in code. And that's really the beautiful part too. So this is handling them. And then when we write our classes, which we'll talk more about that next semester as well, we can make our classes throw exceptions when bad things happen to make someone either handle it or crash. Because if you did a really bad thing, you want to make sure it gets handled. Or just let them crash and feel bad about themselves. Okay? So other thoughts, questions, concerns? Let me pause here for a minute. Hydration. Yeah, thank you so much, Novsky. I got my coffee. Hope you got some coffee this morning. Let's see. So I need to add an image. Is that how this works? I'm really bad at this sort of thing. Overlay. Give this a shot here, not public. Desktop. Start my desktop. Yeah, that's cool. That looks pretty neat. Yeah, that like even fits everything right away too. That's cool. I need to resize what the screen capture then. Display capture. Oh, I'm not doing widescreen though. Yeah, it looks like I'm not, whatever that aspect ratio is, Herox, I'm a little off there. I could like stretch it if I needed to, but right. That's pretty close. Make my webcam, oh, nope, don't move that one. Move my display capture, my video capture, there it is. Move me to fit right in the little box here. Look at that. I look like I'm a pro streamer now, Herox. Or I'm getting there at least. Oh man, seeing that like bounce around is crazy. I gotta get chat. There's like stream elements or something. I get a link for chat. I forget how that worked. I can get chat to show in that window there. That's pretty cool. Thank you. This is neat. Yeah, that's kind of fun looking. It's a little off at the moment, but that's okay. So we'll go back to where we were before, right? Oh, I should have done it as a new scene is what I should have done. Now everything is off, but that's okay. Are we back? Oh, I can just resize it. I thought I had to keep that aspect ratio. I didn't have to keep the aspect ratio. All right, how's that look, folks? We back? Mostly normal again? All right, that's all I had today for miscellaneous topics. I want to talk about exceptions here. Not sure we actually have a lot to talk about on Wednesday either. That's good. You folks have been doing really well. Do you want to talk more about the project? Maybe some design ideas or how we might put buttons on the screen, that sort of thing. I don't know if I showed you, because one of the things we wanted to do was disable one of the buttons. So what we could do for that, where is it here? So I think we've got a bunch of buttons in one of these projects, right? Let's see. Oops. GitHub 1500. What do we have in here? We have more GUI controls, right? That's what we were working on. So let's see. GUI controls. Oops, no, the FXML controller. Yes, we had a bunch of checkboxes, we had a bunch of radio buttons. Yeah, we set them to visible or not. So there's another option as well. Instead of setting visible, you could set enabled. So the button stays there. But we want to say then set, is it enabled? Set enabled? Set enabled? No. It's enabled? Oh, my type ahead is failing me. Enable. No. Disabled. That's is disabled. Disabled property. Equals false? Is it one of those? No. My goodness. Why is my type ahead not working? Disabled. There, set disable. Okay, now it works. Okay, of course. So you can set disabled here to true or false. So I'm going to set it to false here. And then what we want to say, then our pay button, right? We made it disappear on us, right? So we're going to set disabled. There, now the type is working. We want it to be true. We're going to say, hey, I want it disabled to start. And then when one of these things happens here, I want to set it disabled false to enable it. Just so like you don't have a set enable, set disable, it's just set disable true or false. Just a little bit funny, but it's okay, it works. Let's give that a shot. So when I click a button here, and I get my, whatever, sure, here's with my soy milk, and I go to checkout. Now I get the pay button enables. So you see like it kind of lights up there. So we could do that same sort of thing with the directions, right? Where we're supposed to say north, south, east, or west, or up, down, left, right, any way you wanted to name those things, where just randomly one of them would turn off. Because we don't actually want to have to track a map. I'm waving my hands over like I'm a crazy person, sorry. Apparently I have reached my coffee threshold and now I've had enough. So yeah, so we could turn off one of the buttons because we don't want to be a real maze here. You know, that's okay. Check out, there's our little slider here. Check out and pay. Yay, thanks. So we just make it turn on when we want it. We can do the same with our little adventure game. So it pretends like it's a maze, so we'll always just turn off one direction. And it might be the direction you came from, and that's okay. Don't worry about that. It's no big deal. Oh, there we go. Curbside, check out. We'll pay. Okay? So that set disable is going to be a good option for you there, I think. Now that I know I can resize this, I can come back here and play some more. This is fun. So the display capture then. That was my problem. I was using shift click. I don't need to do the shift click. I can just size it here. Nope, display capture. So can you folks still see everything large enough over here then? Like that? Video capture. Put myself over here in the box. Can you still see everything okay on the screen there? It's not too small? Like if we're looking at code and whatnot? I think that still shows up. Yeah, that's kind of fancy. Thanks, Xerox. To figure out how to put chat in there now. It's like that Stream Elements chat page, isn't there? Oh, Stream Elements chat box. That's just a little web thing, right? You can get chat to show. I want a chat bot. I just want chat box. Chat commands, chat widget. That's what I want. Streamlabs, chat box. Overlays. I think that's what I wanted. I just have to log in. Back with Twitch. Yeah, that's fine. Did I just tell them they can run commercials on my channel? Shoot, whatever. It's all good. I think that's because it's all bot controlled or something. The space theme is sweet too. I like space. I like Blue Matrix too, but I stole that from someone else. Pretty cool. No, I don't want sponsorships. No thanks. Yeah, accept some cookies. Oh goodness, what is that even doing for me? Let me throw that on a different screen. I don't know what's on the screen right now. I haven't loaded this before. So how do I get my overlays? Overlays. Oh no. It says I'm live. Oh, alerts and overlays. There we go. Okay, maybe this page was fine. I'm just having fun right now, waiting for you folks to ask questions. And then study group is at noon today as well. Don't forget, study group at noon. Let's see. Here's, oh, where'd my alerts and overlays go? Come back. Come back. Alerts and overlays. Oh, the bot's not mentioned. All right, it's not loading for me right now. Oh, there we go. Come on. My overlays. Because all I want is a little chat window, right? That's all I need. Create a new overlay. Okay. I heard this is easy. We'll see how easy it is. Of course, it's super slow. Let me close on that beans here. Yeah, it's killing me. It's okay. Maybe. Oh, I need a resolution for it? Oh, goodness. Oh, I want a widget is what I want. I don't need the whole overlay, right? I just need the widget. All right, I can figure this part out later, hopefully. So if you folks don't have any other questions, then we can call it a day. And yeah, back, I just want a widget. Okay, I'll play that later. All right, folks. Yeah, I don't need the whole thing. Look at that. Well, that's fancy. So I just use a whole... is that how that works? Oh. That's fun. What a cool idea. All right, I'll play with that more later. That's you got me all excited to play with some of this cool stuff. So, the SI survey, the course survey, study group at noon, and we'll meet up Wednesday to chat more about the project. That's all I've got for you folks. Wednesday probably won't be a very long day, and we can go from there. I know, almost a professional. I can pretend like I know what I'm doing, right? Thanks, Dusty. Let's see. Who should we go pester around? Let's go raid somebody for fun. See who's around. We've done math a bunch. We've done the car mechanic guy. We've done chess. Is that all that's around? That might be all that's around. All right, I don't have a lot of cool options here. So, I think math is almost done. So maybe we'll just call tonight, or a morning, day, and we'll go from there. All right, folks, it's been fun. Do let me know. I've got office hours today for a little bit of time this afternoon. If you want to meet up, we can chat. And if not, we'll go from there. and look for more information coming soon. And do take those surveys, please. Would love to get your feedback. Okay. All right, everybody, take care, and I'll see you Wednesday. Yeah, awesome. Take care.